The bar, I'm too persistent. Whipping comment, no cast. Get it on my own, no collab. But a bar with me, that's a body bag. Yo, people, we're telling them, Mr. Man Line Jazz back again with another reaction. Right now, we got the European Super League, how it died. Now, I think we all know how it died, fam. Literally 90% of the footballing world was bamboozled and completely blindsided, bro. So when a figure like that has been completely blindsided and literally let's say 80% of that 90% don't agree with it, of course it's not gonna go through, bro. Because I always say, fam, the higher ups, the people that try to, try to make whatever they want of long traditions or whatever, or traditions that are for the people and that, and try to do whatever they want with it. They can try at the end of the day, but if the masses don't agree with it, it's not gonna happen, bro. Because the numbers of the people, bro, always outweighs the people up there, bro. You get me? And we're the ones that always have the power, whether people realize it or not. It's just about a thing of coming together. Everyone put the rivalries aside. Liverpool, Manchester United, Man City, all of us came together, fam. Put our rivalry aside, and you know what I mean? We stomped the yard, fam. You know what I'm saying? We stomped the yard, bro. We went all the way to the HQ and that, fam. Said what we wanted to say, and everything got reverted because everyone's scared, fam. How can you go into something when 90% of your fan base don't agree with you? Of course you can't, because then it's just going to bring turmoil and that. But then obviously this Champions League thing is also coming into play as well. And before this Champions League announcement was even made officially, while the European Super League thing was going on, I sent this to the man them in the group chat, because as soon as they announced a European Super League thing, all the man them were in the group chats, chatting, multiple group chats, chatting. Then I sent everyone the format change, and then was like, the Champions League thing isn't that bad. But I'm like, bro, the fact is that the UEFA, they were holding a pocket knife to your ball sack, basically, fam, to your most possessionable thing in your body, to most people, bro. They were holding a pocket knife to it. And the European Super League, the man were holding a machete to it. But because you saw the bigger knife, you didn't pay the Champions League thing any mind. But now the Super League is coming. Now people are starting to realize that, yo, at the end of the day, it's a pocket knife, but it's still a knife and it still can do damage. The machete and the pocket knife, they were connected. It's a double-edged sword. Either way, you're going to get one of them, fam. You get me? But because there was a bigger one in play, you didn't notice the little one. That's all it was, fam. But it's still bad. How the Champions League thing, they're basically trying to bring some new league format to it or whatever, fam. You get me? So for they're basically bringing in two teams. They're bringing in two extra teams, yeah? So from 34, it's going to go from 36, and somehow, somewhere, there's going to be 100 more games. How does that even make sense? They're adding two teams, and that creates all of a sudden 100 more games. It's another money thing, bro. It's another money thing. They're breaking something. They're trying to fix something that isn't broken, basically. They're adding two teams, and somehow that's going to create 100 more games. How does that make any sense, bro? At the end of the day, UEFA are not any better than these, man. All these football associations, FA, FIFA, none of them's better than the other, bro. You get me? Because at the end of the day, if this Super League thing involved everyone, it's only because UEFA, FIFA, FA, they weren't getting a piece of the pie, bro. That's all it was. They weren't getting a piece of the pie. That's why they were so objected to it. Because these men were going to go over there, make big peas, and them men weren't going to be a part of it. If everyone was going to get a part of the pie, but it still would have destroyed football, I guarantee you they would have been all for it. So don't get bamboozled by that, bro. But let's get into it, though. The European Super League, how it ended. I think we kind of know all it did, how all the clubs came together, fans, club captains spoke out and that. But let's just see what this guy has. It might be something that I might not know in it.
Today is a good day. Hello team, and welcome back to The Reaction, where we make sense of football's latest and greatest news stories. On this episode, we're going to relive the 56 hours it took to kill the European Super League's initial proposal, shedding further light on the turning points and crucial interventions. Plus, what happens next? Let's have it. At 1 PM, it came to light that 5 English teams had joined a 20-team European Super League, with Manchester City still undecided, according to The Guardian. Although The Athletic later reported that it was Chelsea last in. Either way, they were both like that friend that wants to go out, but likes to be begged. You know, the one that's sick in the taxi on the way there. Anyway, by 2 PM, all 6 were united in terms of forming the ESL. It then also becomes clear that the plan is to have 15 founder teams who can't get relegated from the division. These clubs would also be splitting a £3.5 billion infrastructure grant. At 5.
The thing with it was just detrimental to football, bro, because it wasn't about football. It was just about peas, bro. Like, I was hearing that apparently you can literally be in it, come dead last, and still get like over like 200, 300 million and that. Like, what kind of dumbass idea is that, fam? The whole point is the big money, the big prize money, all the, you know what I mean, is at the top, fam, and other people, other teams that aren't in it can also come into it, bro. That's what creates the competition. But if you're just getting peas and rewarding failure, people are just gonna be like, yo, I can literally have the most B-Tech team in here, bro. Yeah, have the most deadest team and basically still win. Basically still win, fam. You know what I mean? So why do I actually have to try build a squad? And it just defeated the whole purpose, man. It was all just a money grab and all of that, fam. Allow it, bro.
The fan backlash begins in earnest.
This is what happens, fam, when you bring a foreigner into something that they don't understand or they don't want to understand at the end of the day, bro. Because all of these men that have the owners of the clubs, more times they don't even care about the club. It's like the neglected child, fam. They care about the American football teams or whatever, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? We're just another what do you call it? We're just another money lane or money avenue, bro, to basically take from here and take it over there, bro. You know what I mean? So when you do that, bro, obviously things like this are gonna happen, fam.
With Gary Neville saying this on the breakaway owners.
We have to protect football from itself, because we've got imposters that are coming in to own clubs in this country with the power base. The FA are rudderless. What happened 20 odd years ago dealt with them. They've got no power. The FL are just, if you like, the baby brother to the Premier League. And the Premier League is run by the clubs. The clubs are run by the owners. And that's the power base in this country. And the power base in this country has to be regulated. The selfishness of what's going on at the moment is absolutely incredible.
Later that night, the UK government weighs in, voicing its displeasure and lending it.
For the first time ever, social media was bringing up Boris Johnson and giving him respect and thing and all of that, fam, for what he was trying to do, bro. But from there was worse. You don't even know, bro, because I was hearing something about he was involved at one point and they had talks and blah. I don't know, man. It's all just a messy situation, fam. You just gotta take in all the information and decide for yourself what's going on in it.
Its support to the football authorities. Important note. Let's stop pretending that football and politics aren't intertwined. As fans of the beautiful game, we need to be realistic and well informed to stop things like this happening in the future.
Again,
Having our
badly, man like Perez was chatting about, oh, this didn't work, cool, I'll be back. Man said, calm, this didn't work, alright, calm. That's fine. You man won this one, innit? It's 1-0 to the people. It's 1-0 to the people. I'll be back though, innit? I'll be back. That's what he's basically saying. I'll be back.
Our head in the sand on this issue only serves to benefit those in power. Anyway, by 11 PM, Florentino Perez is announced as president of the Breakaway League, stating, "We will help football at every level and take it to its rightful place in the world." Just to translate from BS, if you aren't fluent like I am, the super clubs had ran up massive amounts of debt in this period and had formulated a self-serving plan to climb their way out. The best is yet to come. At 8 AM, the backlash continued, with major supporter organisations like the Chelsea Supporters Trust hitting out at their club. Not long after, members of the European Super League doubled down, leaving the European Club Association. This included Juve's Andrea Agnelli and Manchester United's Ed Woodward, who both held great influence within the ECA. It later came to light that weeks later, both had told UEFA that they were happy with Champions League reforms. At 10 AM, the first real big blow is struck, with Bayern Munich and Dortmund saying they want no part of the ESL. Like someone that is throwing the
Bro, it was never gonna happen, bro. 90% of the footballing world were blindsided, whether it's the fans, whether it's actual players, certain staff members that don't have too much power from that to all the way, bro. From the time you try to bamboozle that many people, bro, it's not gonna work, fam. It's not gonna work, bro. From the time these men didn't involve their own players, their own members of staff, the players are basically employees, also other staffs, backroom staff. From the time you didn't tell them, man, the lunch lady, bro, the man that cleans the boots, bro, we all knew this was some BS, bro. It was never gonna work, man. It was never gonna work, bro. It was never gonna work.
house party of all time.
But I just thought it was gonna be a case where they wouldn't care what the people said. They don't care what majority say. They'll just still go on with it and people will adapt. That's what I was thinking. You know what I mean? Because everything was formulating. People are joining. Oh, we might not join. These people are out or now they're in. You know what I mean? I got kind of shook. I can't lie. I got kind of shook, bro, at the end of the day. But I should have realized the people always come out on top. If the people don't agree with something, bro, you can never swear that, man. You can't swear that, man. Because that's where the masses are. That's where majority are. That's where people always make the money. Because if the fans aren't happy, you don't get what you basically you're solely trying to get anywhere, which is money at the end of the day, ain't it, bro? You're basically burning a bridge, fam.
Perez said
And the biggest bridge, bro. You know what I'm saying?
they weren't invited anyway. The Spiegel seemed to disagree. At 11 a.m, PSG player Ander Herrera becomes the first high-profile player to speak out against the plan. Now, I want to take this opportunity to say it's important we don't paint PSG or UEFA as the good guys here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what what do you call it, bro? That's what I was trying to tell people. Because in the while the Super League thing was going in, I was basically putting certain things in there about UEFA and all of these, man, but people didn't try to realize, oh, that's not that bad, though. These are the Super League is the most detrimental thing. Oh, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. Now the Super League's gone. People are starting to realize again, bro. It's what people got to realize, fam. UEFA and all these, man, they don't care about you at the end of the day, because all of these, man, try to do their own shit anyway, fam. You know what I mean? These men always try to do all their corrupt ish as well, but with the format change as well in the Champions League. It's all the exact same thing, fam. But because it's not as detrimental as the Super League, people are not realising.
I think it's just safe to assume that Les Parisiens are a more politically savvy club than the ones that went balls to the walls. The likes of Ozil, Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson soon followed. At 2 p.m, the president of UEFA, Alexander Seferin, condemns the clubs involved, threatening the players who participate in the competition with expulsion from international games. He also called Woodward and Agnelli snakes. At this point, it's not just political, it's personal too. At 5 p.m, Culture Secretary of the UK, Oliver Dowden, says they'll do whatever it takes to stop this going through. It was reported that Boris Johnson said he was prepared to drop a legislative bomb on the Super League cartel. This included refusing to grant governing body endorsements, which are essentially work permits for overseas players that wanted to sign for the Super League clubs. Essentially, a transfer ban. At 7 p.m, Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp is put on the spot prior to his side's game against Leeds, telling Sky that he doesn't like the idea of a European Super League. James Milner also comes out post-match to echo his manager's thoughts.
I don't know. I think it's the same as everyone. There's a lot of questions. You know, I can only say my personal opinion. I don't like it, and you know, hopefully it doesn't happen.
Why don't you like it? What is it? What is it to
Probably
you?
the same reasons as everyone else have been talking out over the last day. Obviously, it's been difficult for us with having a game. We're trying to prepare on the game, but I can only imagine what's been said about it, and probably agree with most of it.
However, then another twist in the tale. Around 9 p.m, Perez appears on Spanish TV to tell the world that without the ESL, football as we know it will be dead by 2024. He even adds that Super League matches may be shorter. Just to reiterate, this is the guy that broke the world transfer record twice in one summer, essentially moaning that the current constructs of football can't support
How the hell did you break it twice in one summer? That's crazy.
the way he wants to run his club, which is into the ground. At 10 a.m, Everton become the first side outside of the top six to release a statement, calling the move preposterous arrogance. By 11 a.m, The Guardian were reporting that cracks were starting to emerge within the Big Six. Even Big Six is generous, isn't it? The rich six. This must have increased tenfold when the president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, also not a hero in this story, important to remember, finally lent his support to UEFA. Then at 1:30 p.m, the most powerful voice at Manchester City speaks.
A sport.
Why does that mic look so weird, bro? Why is it like that? What kind of mic is that, bro? I thought it was why are you man thinking like that? It looks like a finger, bro. Like literally a finger like that. That's what it looks like, bro. Human's minds. I know human were thinking about something else. You dirty horn dog, fam.
It's not a sport when the relation between the effort and the success, the effort and reward don't exist. So it's not a sport. So it's not a sport of the success is already guaranteed. It's not a sport and it doesn't matter if you lose.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I said many times.
The whole point of all of these sports is competition, bro. The Super League completely murked that, fam. They murked it differently, bro. Murked it, fam. Whether you're in it or out it, bro, they just completely murked it.
I want the best competition as strong as possible, so especially the Premier League. And it's not fair when one team fight, arrive at the top and after cannot be qualified because the success is already guaranteed for just for few clubs.
It's come to light that CEO Ferran Soriano signed on the dotted line after being told that the ESL would crack on without Manchester City. Not much of a defence. At 4 p.m, Chelsea fans start protesting outside their stadium, demanding that banners are taken down prior to their game against Brighton. Big Pete Cech even had to clear the way to get the team bussing. Here's the big one. At 6 p.m, the first reports start to emerge that Chelsea are ready to back down because of the global backlash. As per The Athletic, Chelsea are also playing the "we were told about this late on" card. Thus, we could not arrive at a good decision and just said yes for fear of being left behind. Here's me thinking talks have been ongoing since last summer. An hour later, Manchester City join their Premier League rivals with plans to bail. By 9 p.m, the citizens overshadow the news that Ed Woodward is to step down from his role at Manchester United by becoming the first club to formally enact the procedures to withdraw from the group developing plans. In tandem with this, Jordan Henderson has organised a Premier League cap.
And that was funny because someone on Twitter said, "Oh, this is disgraceful. Jordan Henderson is going to PR himself into being a legend of the Premier League and his club on blah." Hey, not gonna lie, I think he's already probably a legend to most of Liverpool fans anyway, bro. With winning a Premier League and a Champions League and him being an integral part to that, fam. You know what I'm saying? And his absence also had quite a detrimental, you know what I mean, impact to Liverpool. I mean, now we ain't doing shit, now they're just dead, innit? But hey, once upon a time, innit?
Captain's meeting for the following day, and is also working on a statement to put out on behalf of the Liverpool players. This is when we start to see player power really crank things up.
Yeah.
City's official statement came at 9:19 p.m. and was 25 words long. President of UEFA Seferin quickly announced, "I am delighted to welcome City back to the European football family. They have shown great intelligence listening to the many voices, most notably their fans." Again, let's not pretend that what we had before this Super League nonsense resembled family in any way, shape or form. Far from football utopia. We now need to put pressure on UEFA and FIFA to make the game fairer for all involved. And here it is, the death knell. By 11 p.m, every English club has pulled out, with only Arsenal showing the slightest morsel of remorse. Although The Athletic later reported that the London club were much more central to plans than was first made out. Let's all revel in this apology from John Henry earlier on this morning.
I want to apologize to all the fan supporters of Liverpool Football Club for the
Yeah, I saw this done here, bro. I don't know. Is this the first time he's made an appearance, bro? Because if this is the first time he's made an appearance in however long, bro, that just shows you how in the mud these teams are, bro.
disruption I caused over the past 48
It don't mean anything, man. It don't mean anything.
hours. Goes without saying, but should be said, that the project put forward was never going to stand without the support of the fans. No one ever thought
Now you want to think about the fans, fam. They call those to you, fam.
differently in England. Over these 48 hours, you were very clear that it would not stand. We heard you. I heard you. And I want to apologize to Jurgen, to Billy, to the players, and to everyone who worked so hard at LFC to make our fans proud. They have absolutely no responsibility.
I'll be honest, that's where I jumped off the timeline to write this script. So, a very quick wrap up of proceedings over the last 56 hours. Not comprehensive by any means, but I imagine we'll be coming to terms with all of...
This was basically, as I said, fam, the worst sporting decision in sport history, but not just football, in sporting history, bro. This is probably one of the biggest howlers, as people were saying, fam, like ever, fam, like, bro. All sports included,
this
man.
Over the next week.
The hell?
Ed Woodward's tendered his resignation, and the 14 other Premier League clubs look hell-bent on securing some sort of sporting penalty for the teams involved.
Nah, but I heard something that the clubs, like the players, the fans, all of them, man, they're not gonna get punished. They're gonna punish the people at the top who were the ringleaders, bro, fam. That's exactly what should be done, fam. The players, everyone were against this from minute one, fam. It's the people at the top that should be punished in some sort of way. How? I don't know, bro. That's them man's problem to figure out and that, bro. But just banning a whole club, match bans, all of that, fam. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, all of us were blindsided, fam. You know what I mean? So how can you punish us for being blindsided just the same as you, fam? Yeah, come on now, man. Come on. Now.
Pretty unprecedented scenes. A sponsor has also severed ties with Liverpool over this whole affair.
Oof.
We've always known it was there, but now it can't be ignored. The seedy underbelly of incomprehensible greed that exists at the top of this game. And we as fans need to keep challenging it. What do you want to see happen next? Let me know in those comments below. Make sure you subscribe to Football Daily with notifications on and that you give this video a like. I'm going to crack on with the rest of my day.
Yeah, get these people out, man. Get these people out, bro. No cap, get these people out, man. None of these men care about the game, bro. Like all the people at the top end, that, bro. Certain owners just learning the offside ruling that couldn't even name you certain players, bro. Don't even know anything about the history of the football game, man. They're just here for the peas at the end of the day, fam. But yeah, man, let's get these owners out, man. No cap, bro. Petitions are going around, 50 plus 1% rule going around, and that 50% plus 1, all of that, like buying and all of them teams there, fam. So the fans can have more control. It's sad to see that people didn't see this like a very long time ago, that something like this had to happen, bro, where people literally could have just lost everything for them to realize, fam. But you don't know what you have until it's gone at the end of the day. Now people are starting to realize. It's opened a lot of people's eyes and that. But yeah, man, hope you man enjoyed the vid, fam, and I'll catch you man the next one. It's your boy man Line Jazz, and I'm out here. Shout out Football Daily as well, fam. You know what I mean? Shout out Football Daily for the content in the biz.
Bar after bar after bar after bar after bar, I'm too persistent. Whipping comment, no cast. Get it on my own, no collab. But a bar with me, that's a body bag. Your man's want smoke, then he leaves with a toe tag. Whole squad hit with a double mag Glock. Got left in the street and the body's getting chucked. Bullets with names and your shit's getting popped. Better be with me and the bag's getting cocked. Still gotta chase the bag, humble. Ain't gotta brag in a league on my own, and my stats getting flagged. Hit me for the feet, got verses in stats. Come through like the queen, gotta pay that tax. Premium, sir.